The snowstorm took a heavy toll on traffic flow. Past Waynesburg on the way into Schoharie County, the major interstate was hit hard. This is Route I-88 westbound. I'm standing right in the middle of it. Traffic is essentially at a standstill. The driving here is treacherous. 6 to 8 inches of snow on the roadway. We made our way around several jackknife tractor trailers, but we're still stuck here. There's a traffic problem farther up the road. The tractor trailers would tie up traffic here for at least 3 hours, and if the accidents weren't enough to cause the problems, the sheer amount of snow on the highway was.
Well, it's kind of just congested. They got a truck down up there, and people are abandoning the cars up there, and he left it in the middle there, and he's gone, so they're now just towing it away, and they're trying to get by this big truck that's up there.
For those waiting to get moving and hoping they could move at all, it was an uneasy morning.
I was heading towards Summit, but my next exit is going to be off of here. This is crazy.
But there was no choice. Just sit and wait it out.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
What do you make of this? October 4th, all this snow?
I can't believe that. It's incredible.
Well, we're warm. We got everything. We got food. Yeah, we got food if you're hungry.
This is not funny. I heard you laughing from my car.
We have to laugh to entertain ourselves.
Hey. Well, listen, I don't particularly like this, but here we are.
When it was all over, we found that Waynesburg took a hard hit from the storm. Not only were accumulations high, but the danger factor on the roadways was still a problem. This was not an uncommon scene. Steve Scoville, the 30-Minute News in Schoharie and Schenectady counties.
Deu a louca nos bichos. O macaco quer levar a mulher para dentro da jaula. O leão marinho virou um tremendo beijoqueiro. O orangotango decidiu ser pianista. O pelicano se rebelou e resolveu arrancar os cabelos do seu dono. E o papagaio arrancou gritos de dor da repórter.
Hey, how are you all feeling? I mean, really. It feels like it's been a super long time since I have shared my feelings. You know, my feelings with you. So this morning I was thinking about what I wanted to do for the vlog today, and I realized I don't want to do anything. I want to talk about how I'm feeling. And then I realized that it feels pretty good when I stop and listen to how I'm feeling. I know, looking inside can be a little scary too. I mean, we all have these feelings that seem like they can't be solved so easily. Today I am having a day where I feel like I am not in control of anything. And I don't know what to do to fix it. But I don't have to fix it. What I can do is listen to myself and name the feelings I'm having. Try it. I feel scared. I feel angry. We are allowed to have feelings, even the unpleasant ones. And we have to give ourselves a break. We can't control everything. We can't be perfect. And we can't fix things all the time. What's key for me is that nothing stays the same. We will change and grow, and the world will change and grow with us. And our feelings will change too. We will have days where we feel awesome and so strong, and we will have days where we feel pretty bad and not so strong. But that's okay. I know it sounds corny, but tomorrow is always a new day, a fresh start. And every real challenge we get through makes us stronger. So serious, I know, but some things are serious. And just saying it out loud has made me feel better. Pace.
Demissões nas lojas de departamento na Rua de Oxford, em Londres. Por que os funcionários se demitiram? E o Fantástico mostra das demissões nos demais lojas de departamento.
Oxford Street, the biggest retail concentration in Europe. £1.8 billion is spent here every year. But how much of that is going to the department stores? For this one, at least, the magic of an old established name no longer impresses the customers. Founded in 1894 by Walter Bourne and Howard Hollingsworth, Bourne's today has the desolate air of a ghost town. The gold rush has moved on. Bourne's is holding its final sale. Bourne's famous clock, which they plan to donate to the Victoria and Albert Museum, stands at 3:10, the end of lunch hour, the only really busy time in the day. Then, briefly, you have the illusion that all is well. How do the staff at Bourne's see the years of change that have led to this closing sale?
When I first started here as a sales assistant, as you say, 10 years ago, all the staff had to dress in black, and also the gentlemen wore pinstripe trousers. Obviously, as you can imagine, there's certainly been a change in the time since then, and also the volume of staff. We used to have a great number of staff to serve the customers, whereas obviously in these days we certainly cut back.
Public don't come for the day anymore. You know, in the old days we used to have the customer, she'd come up for the day, she'd have a leisurely lunch, tea, do her shopping. That's no more.
I regret the lowering of standards, what I consider. I have to dress down now. I used to come in a very nice suit. And the management used to allow me a discount to buy a nice suit so that I looked good. But if I dress well, then the customers, I find, are most embarrassed.
Well, I think the function of the department store over the last 20 or 30 years has changed very much in relation to social change. The department stores were originally created for the leisured middle classes, just as the chain stores were created rather for working classes and the co-ops for working classes. So just as there has been social change, so the function of the department store has changed, and it's come up against problems with changing social circumstances.
Why, though, did that change begin, and when?
I would say the change probably began in the 1950s, late 1950s, early 1960s, when the whole retail spectrum began to change in relation particularly to the advent of mass merchandising, which came from America, of self-service, of development of supermarkets and superstores. And all this, of course, was accelerated by other social change, such as more women going out to work, which meant that they had less time for shopping, and this meant that there was an increasing proportion of women who wanted to do their shopping faster and in a more efficient way, and they had far less time for the department store concept of shopping.
Every department store closes for a different reason, and for a combination of the same reasons. Whiteley's was in the wrong place. Swan and Edgar, in its apparently perfect site on Piccadilly Circus, was actually inconvenient for both customers and deliveries. The department store's share of business along Oxford Street has declined steadily since the 50s. Today, the stores have about 1/10 the share of the retail market that the multiples enjoy, less than 5% against 45%. C&A has changed its image from a cheap store to one that's good value and aggressively fashionable. Marks & Spencer sells more per square foot from this Marble Arch site than any other shop in the world. The other multiples proved they could succeed where department stores had failed, by providing fast, convenient shopping with a minimum of staff. The other great challenge came from new shopping complexes like this one at Brent Cross, opened in 1976. Under one vast roof, protected from the weather and undisturbed by traffic, customers had a whole range of shops at their disposal, from department stores like John Lewis and Phoenix to multiples like Marks, Dorothy Perkins and Boots. All this plus, vital for today's shoppers, unlimited car parking. The West End found it hard to compete. Can you tell me why you come to Brent Cross to shop?
Because you've got everything here, that's why.
Do you prefer it to the West End department
Yes,
stores?
Definitely.
Why?
Because you can walk around under the one roof and you've got all the shops that you want.
First it's warm, and I find that by the time you pay your fare and go to the West End, it's better you come here, and you can spend the whole day here if you don't have any other place to go.
Well, because we like it, and you know, we've got all the shops here that we like. It's much easier than going to the West End, and it's very pleasant.
Do you ever go down to the department stores in Oxford Street and Regent Street?
Not very often, no.
Why not?
Well, it's so crowded and so... Well, I just don't go.
Yet some department stores do survive against the trend, like Harrods or Harvey Nichols, catering for the rich of every nationality. Fortnum & Mason, whose clock has been one of Piccadilly's landmarks for over 200 years, was London's first department store. Shops like these continue to have a role because they offer something unique, and it's something the multiples and shopping giants can't compete with, a reputation for old-fashioned service and superb quality. Fortnum's is world famous for its range of food and groceries, and although it's expensive, the customers here can afford to pay. Will only the elite like this stay in business? 9 department stores have closed in 15 years, and sales windows show the desperation of many more.
I think we're going to see a different sort of department store. The fundamental concept of the department store will stay the same, but it will be different in as much as it will be smaller, probably. It will be located in the suburbs as opposed to the town centre. It will be using techniques such as the shop within a shop technique, and it will probably be economizing on staff in terms of things like automating its accounting and financial procedures.